Hi friends, if you watch this data carefully, you will come to know that this data is virtually of no help, as we cannot do any pivot on this data, we cannot make any graphs from this data, and we cannot even analyze this data. So, in order to do all these three things, we have to first clean this data. So friends, in today's video tutorial, we would be studying how to clean this data using Power Query. So click anywhere inside the data, right click and select Get Data from Table/Range. Now you can see this running border highlighting only the top data. So ensure that you stretch it to cover your entire data range. And then click on OK. Now this will launch the Power Query editor with your data loaded inside it. Now what we'll do first is, we will fill this data down. That is, all these revenues will be down, expenses will be down, and so on. So in order to do that, click on the column heading, then click on Transform, then click on Fill and Fill Down. Now if you watch the column headings on the top, you will see that there is June, then null, then July, then null, null, null. So what we'll do, we would like to fill this value also. However, there is no horizontal fill, there is only vertical fill. So what we'll do is we'll click on Transpose. Now it is easier to fill. So we click on the column heading, click on Fill and select Fill Down. Now after that, we want to merge these two columns. So for that, we'll press Shift and we'll click on the second column. Then we'll click on Transform and we'll select Merge Columns. In Merge Columns, you can select any separator of your choice. I will select colon and I will select OK. So the two columns get merged. After that, I'll again click on Transpose and the data will go on the top to its original location. Now I want to promote this first row as a heading. So I'll select Use First Row Headers and select Use First Row as Headers. So it's got promoted. Now, after you have seen this, from this particular column, I don't want to see total revenues, total expenses and net income, as these values can be calculated. So I'll click over here and I'll uncheck total revenues, total expenses and net income and click on OK. Now the data is starting to look little bit meaningful. Now we can unpivot the data. So again, I'll select the two columns and I'll right click on any column and select Unpivot Other Columns. Now the data is looking meaningful, except that this column we would like to split it into two columns. So click on this column, Transform and select Split Column by Delimiter. It has automatically selected colon. So just click on OK and the data has now got split. Now I have to just change the headings. So I'll change this headings to months. I'll change this heading to actual/budget. And I'll remove variance because variance is something which we can calculate. So I'll click on this drop down and uncheck variance. So variance is gone. So this heading is correct. Now here we'll change the heading to products. and here we'll change the heading to revenues/expenses. And now our data starts looking meaningful. I'll click on Home and select Close and Load. Now this is the actual data which has got cleaned, and we can utilize this data for creating graphs, for creating pivot tables, or for various kind of analysis. So friends, hope you have learned something about how you can clean data using the Power Query feature of Microsoft Excel. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Till that time, goodbye.